On this video, we will show what the reporting for testing service looks like. So the first bit of information we will get from each candidate is their ability, and we will review their ability structure through the ability report. From the ability report, we can see the overview of the scores, how the candidate has scored compared to other candidates in the comparison group and also in the process, so in the same assessment. We can see how their level of ability is related to the job they're being considered for, and we can also get some information about the problem-solving style. We measure ability in all assessments because ability is strongly correlated with learning agility, the speed of problem solving, and information processing speed in general, which is important in almost all jobs. The second bit of information we will review and go through with you in all testing services is the personality structure of the candidate. So we will have a look at the personality profile, which is constructed along the big five model of personality. So we have 5 large factors of personality: conscientiousness, openness, emotional stability, agreeableness, and extroversion. And each of these has been broken down to 4 more narrow scales which measure narrow traits of personality. So, for example, under conscientiousness, we have ambition, achievement, structure, and detail focus. And when we click on each of these traits, we can see more specific definitions of what's being measured and also a description of the trait level of the candidates, how it's visible in work context. And we measure personality because it's an important factor explaining the behavior of these people in a workplace setting. So we get information of what explains their behavior. And third thing we will review in all testing service projects is the competencies of the candidate. So for each testing, we will choose a maximum of 6 competencies to measure. So these will not always be the same, but they will vary depending on the role. And from the front page of the candidate, we can see the competency scores, and we can also see the star qualities and potential mismatches of the candidate in comparison to the selected competencies. And we will also go through the competencies more in detail through the competency report. So, for example, here we can see all of the 6 measured competencies broken down into more specific behaviors. And we can see how the measured traits explain the competency potential the person has. So here, for example, we are interested in cultural humility, and we can see how openness to perspectives is related to that, which gives the candidate a good score on this particular scale and competency. And this is what we typically measure and go through with you in each testing service project. And after the discussion, we will give you access to these scores and reports through the platform. So you will get your own personal access to the platform and you can review the scores by yourself also later on.